Hello GED students, this is Mr. Dan, lesson number 33, doing the circumference and the area of a circle. This worksheet that I found online, even though it just says circumference, we're going to be also using it for finding the area. Okay, one of the first things you need to know the difference of about a circle is a radius and a diameter. The radius, I'll put radius. The radius is from the center to the outside, so it's not all the way across. Just like this one here, the radius would be 11 feet for number one. That would be the radius. Now, if they ask for the diameter, well, the diameter is all the way across. So therefore, diameter of a circle would be, if this was extended all the way across, that would be 11 plus another 11, that would be 22 feet, would be the diameter. Okay? With circles, the radius is used the most. The diameter, there's only one formula that uses diameter, but even that one, there's another form for finding the circumference. You can use the diameter or the radius. That's what the R stands for, is radius, and D stands for diameter. But all the other formulas that deal with circles, you can only use the radius. So therefore, I usually teach only the use of the formula with radius, but I'll show you both on some of these. Okay? But the radius, the R in this formula, the radius is halfway across. So this one here, the radius is 11. The diameter would have to be doubled, would be 22. And the whole first page of this is the radius of a circle. Okay? But if you look at the second page, the back of this, they give you the diameter. So here, to find the diameter is 4, but to find the radius, you have to divide it in half. The radius would be 2 meters. Okay, so this one here, this one here says 22 is the diameter all the way across. So if you're using the formula with R in it, you have to divide. A lot of people will think, well, I just put in 22. No, that's the diameter. You have to divide it into two halves here, 11 and 11. So the radius here would be, from the center to the outside, would be 11. The radius will equal 11. Okay? So that's important when doing these. But all the formulas other than one uses radius. So I feel you should get used to using the radius. So making sure, just like here, 5. So what's half of 5 will be 2.5. This side would be 2.5. This side would be 2.5. So the radius will be 2.5. This one here, it says 8 yards. Well, the radius from center to the outside, that's the diameter, is 8. The radius will be 4. Here's 16.8. Well, half of 16.8, that's the diameter, but half of it will be the radius, so that would be 8.4. Yeah, 8.4, 8.4. So I'm going to do the rest of these. 6 will be 3, 16 would be 8, 14 would be 7, 10 would be 5, and 23.4, that I think is 23, that would be 11.7. Let me try that on a calculator here. 11.7 times 2 equals 23.4. Yeah, or I go 23.4 divided by 2, and that gives me 11.7. Okay, so the first thing is knowing the radius, the difference between the radius and the diameter. Okay, back to the first page. The next thing is this funny looking thing that's called pi, P-I. And all it does is represents a number. Just like the R represents the radius, the D represents diameter. This funny looking Greek word here, the pi, represents the number 3.14. And even on calculators, just like your phones, if you're using your phone as a calculator for this, let me pull mine up. You could see, hopefully it shows up here. Yeah, you could see here, let me clear, I was playing around. A lot of people, well, I don't have all those fancy buttons. Well, if you turn it sideways, well, then those fancy buttons show up here on this side. Okay, and you'll see one of them, there's the square root button on mine, and most of them will have, mine's way down here, the pi, and if I hit pi, you'll see it shows, I don't know if it shows very well, but it's 3.14159, it goes on and on and on. Okay, you only need to know the 3.14. The pi equals, I can even hit equals, there it is, 3.14. That's all pi is a number. And they even tell you that on these sheets. When you're doing a circle, again, this is two-dimensional, flat. So if I'm finding the area of a circle, you could see here the area equals pi times r squared. Okay, whoops, let me move it over. Circle equals, to find the area of a circle is pi r squared. And to find the circumference is the name for around the circle. Okay, the circumference of the circle, here's those two formulas. You can do pi or 2 times pi times the radius, or you can go pi times the diameter, and I'll show you that. But here it even tells you that pi is 3.14. Okay, so you need those. That's another important thing, that you know that this symbol here, and these formulas, you'll see it anywhere there's a circle, you'll see pi and radius, pi and radius, pi radius, pi radius. The only one where the diameter comes in is you got a choice here with the circumference. You can use diameter, but you also can use the radius. So doing this lesson, this is the introduction. I'm going to use mostly the radius. I'm going to use mostly this one right here for finding the circumference. If you're more comfortable with this one, you can. And then this one we're using, this is the formula for finding the area of a circle. And then this symbol here, pi, stands for 3.14 is all you need to go to. Okay, so the next video we'll start doing the calculations.